Today on Free Field Training, we're taking a look at the HAIX Black Eagle Tactical 2.0 Police Duty Boots. These are the GTX mid-height models. We've looked at the taller GTX model of HAIX Black Eagle Tactical 2.0 boot before. Put a little link up there and down below so you can check that one out if that's what you're looking for. These are the mid-height model, and these are at about the $200 price point, maybe a little bit under it. They're a great option for if you still need water protection and an actual boot, but you are going to be in warmer climates. So the Black Eagle Tactical 2.0 is a leather-toed, so a shinable toe. I've had these for about 4 months now. HAIX sent them out to me for T&E, and this is what they look like after 4 months of use. Right there. Show you the other one. That's what they look like after 4 months of use. And I'm going to overlay what they look like when they're freshly shined up with HAIX's liquid shoe polish, so you can see what they look like under the best of possible conditions. The reason that they're great for warm weather is because it's not as high. We've talked about this before over on my Instagram live streams, but because the boot isn't as high, and because the design of these where there's open cell foam between the liner of the boot and the leather exterior of the boot, what it manages to do is pump the hot, stinky air from inside the boot out the top and out through the entrance of the tongue, so that way your feet stay drier and cooler in the summertime. Because of that, this isn't a great wintertime boot, but if you're in a temperate climate where you need a waterproof boot that is going to shed water when properly maintained, and even when improperly maintained or submerged, it's going to keep your feet from getting wet, and it needs to keep you cool in the summertime, and in spring and fall still needs to keep you cool because you're out on your feet all day, every day. This is a great option. If you have both dry and especially wet climates, the sipes on the bottoms of these boots, you can see the little tiny micro sipes on there, at least when the boots are brand new. So this is about a third of the way through the service life, the expected service life of a boot. I normally get about a year for a boot, and this is 3, almost 4 months in. That's what the tread on the bottom of it looks like. These little sipes mean that this boots hold traction really well, even on wet, slick surfaces. I go into a house after it's been raining and I've been walking through the yard, we find an open door in the back, walk into the house onto a tile floor, and I'm not slipping and sliding with these on. Same thing with their 8-inch tall, the standard height Black Eagle Tactical 2.0s. Another thing to note with these is that they have side zips. I don't generally use side zips, but in the interest of science, this last month, I tied the laces on one of them and tucked it into a little lace garage on here and just used the side zip. And on the other one, I tied them and put the laces into the lace garage every day and left the side zip zipped, just to kind of see whether it's just me not liking newfangled things like zippers on boots, or if it's actually an issue with the boots. For me, I would prefer to lace my boots all the way up every day. The side zips, I find that over time, no matter what boot it is, they tend to come unloosened a little bit, and so you have to adjust them every now and then. But for convenience sake, a lot of people really like having side zips on their boots, and these come with them. And if you don't want the side zips, but all you can find is the side zip model, you zip it up, and there's a little Velcro tab that holds the top of the zipper out of place, and then you don't have the zippers coming open when you don't want them open. They just operate like normal boots, which is great. And on the inside, the gusseting, both on the tongue and the zipper, you can see here's your zipper gusseting, and tongue gusseting means that everywhere from here down on the boot, so a little above your ankle down, is going to stay waterproof. Now, it might not keep your foot warm when you get that cold water. If cold water gets in through the seams of the boot, through the leather, because let's say you submerge your foot in this much water and the water gets inside, it might not keep your feet warm, but it will keep your feet from getting waterlogged inside the boot. So when you take your boot off at the end of the day, it might still be cold, but it is not going to be a pringly. It's not going to be all wrinkly. These, generally speaking, shine up really well. I haven't shined these yet, but I'm going to put an inlay, like I said, of what they look like shined up. I'll get really close so you can see the little nicks and scratches that got over the course of 3.5, 4 months, and where the creases in the boot are and how they look after they're shined up. I expect it's going to look a lot like the Black Eagle Tacticals that I got from HAIX 2 years ago that have shined up very well, and what's finally given out on them is the tread has worn off the bottom from me using them. The area that I'm in, lots of concrete, lots of in and out of the car, lots of hitting the ground as the car is just coming to a stop and throwing it in park, that type of thing. And that's really rough on the tread of boots. These, of course, are made for a more wet environment, which is nice, but also those sipes are going to wear off faster for me. I really like the lace garage, that even though that this is elastic, anytime I see elastic on a product, I'm always worried it's going to wear it out. The lace garages on these, even though I use them every day because I don't like side zips, it hasn't worn out. I haven't had problems with water intrusion, other than stepping into things and it getting all the way over the top of the boot, but no boot's going to deal with that all too well. And the tread on the bottom of my boots that I've had for a couple of years from HAIX, which is the same material that this is made out of, and actually the same footbed on this, is just starting to wear out on one side of the heel after 2 years of 40 to 60 hours a week using it. I'd say that's pretty good as far as tread's concerned. Again, this is only after 4 months of using these, but I expect that it's going to wear just as well as the other HAIX boots, and I see no sign that anything is starting to go wrong with these, even though after not shining them for 4 months or taking care of them at all, they probably should look worse than they do. Hey, thanks for watching Free Field Training on YouTube. And while you're here, why don't you check out some of these other goofy videos that I've made? Or you could subscribe or maybe go over to Patreon and see how you get your name put on the videos like these fine folks over here. All the links are, of course, down in the description. We'll see you guys next time.